This lesson is on solving business problems using algebra and the graphing calculator, part 2, by Dr. Archie Earl. This is a problem that was posed in a previous lecture, part 1 of this series of lectures. The function is f of x equals 75.5 over 1 plus 14 times 0.8338 raised to the x power. In this function, f of x, which is the same as y, represents the number of subscribers to a cable television company. And x represents the year. For example, x equals 0 represents 1970. X equals 1 represents 1971. X equals 18 would represent 1988, and so forth. And this was the problem that we had to answer. The question was, when will the number of subscribers reach 49 million? Now, as we stated before, y is given in millions. For example, if we get y equals 4, that represents 4 million. If we get y equals 60, that represents 60 million. So, which means that if we have 49 million, we would substitute the 49, just the 49 for the y. So we did this using algebra in a previous lecture. So this time we want to do it using the graphing calculator. So here we have a graphing calculator, and we want to use this graphing calculator to do that problem. So it's very simple using the graphing calculator. You simply use the y equals button, which is the button that you can see here. That's the y equals button there. You press that, and then after you press that y equals button, then you put in the expression for the function. So that's what I've done here. I hope that you can see that. I put in the expression y1 equals, and then I have 75.5, and then the slash represents division, which is divided by, and then I have a parenthesis so that everything in the denominator will be done together. I put it all in parentheses. I have parenthesis 1 plus 14 times 0.8338 raised to the x power. So just put the function in there, and then you hit the graph button, and you'll see the graph. So I'm going to hit the graph button here. And there we have the graph. So then the next thing you do is use the trace button. You use the trace button until you get to 49 for y, or as close as you can. So there's the trace button there. I hit the trace button, and I'm on the function. So I can just use my right and left arrow and just go from one place on the function to another place on the function. And you see my numbers changing here, as you can see. So there's my y value. I can see it's getting smaller, so I want it to be larger because I want 49. So I just go touch the other arrow there. Use the right arrow. See the left and the right arrow that will, do your trace for you. So you can see I'm on the function there where the x is there, and I'm just moving, and you can see the y is increasing. So I want y to be 49, or get as close as I can to it. So just keep on going. That's 41. Okay, 40. Okay, that's about 50. So 48.9. That looks like as close as I'm going to get to y equals 49. You get as close as you can. I hope you can see that y value there. It's 48.91. 48.91. So I look at the x value because we were looking for x. Remember, x represents the year. So when you look over at the x value there, I hope that you can see that clearly enough. But it's 17.87. That's what I have there for the x value. 17.87 roughly. So round that up to 18. So that means that my answer is 18. So that's how you do it on the graphing calculator. Once again, just hit the y equals button, hit the graph button, and then the trace button. And trace it until you get to y equals 49. Now once you get to y equals 49, you get the x value because that x represents the year. So we got 18, but of course we still have to do the same thing we did before. We got to convert that 18 into a year. So once again we go back to the basic information. X equals 0 represents 1970, so that means that x equals 18. You just add the 18 to the 1970 and you get 1988. So once again, the final answer is 1988, whether you do it using algebra or whether you do it using the graphing calculator. So you can use either method, and I recommend using both methods and using one as a check against the other. Listen, have a great day. Bye now.